Hi everyone, we're live. We're here. We're a little bit queer, and we're here to play some Avatar. But you know what? I'm not in charge today. I'm just here to do controls and be a menace. The person who's actually in charge is Arnica. So Arnica, I'm just gonna hand it over to you so you can start us off with some intros, buddy.
Hello, world. As you can hear, I'm sick and I'm here anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play the fuck out this Avatar game, and it'll be really, really great because about halfway through, these cold meds are gonna kick in. Uh, so let's go ahead and run around. We're gonna introduce all our characters, and today I'm gonna ask a super pertinent to nothing question, as I am wont to do, which is out of out of everyone in your group, if your character had to pilot a Jaeger, who would be their best Jaeger pilot companion?
Oh my god.
I want to see who jumps up and says Kim Ji Woon. And if nobody says Kim Ji Woon, I still want to know who Kim Ji Woon says. Although I'm real scared the answer will be Kim Ji Woon. Let's go ahead and start with Mare. Hi, Mare.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I'm playing Wong, our lovely Fire Nation and hiding boy, Wong, who uses he, they pronouns. Um, and Wong's Jaeger pilot would be Kayam because Kayam's already doing it, already being a Jaeger for their own body.
That is true. I like that answer. How much difference is there really between bloodbending and operating a
A
hundred
Jaeger.
ton machine with your brain? Like,
I
honestly,
am psychic, so I don't like.
I do feel like Kayam is very drift compatible. It is okay if Kayam is everybody's answer. Let's ask Obi.
Hey there, I am Obadiah, but this evening I am Kim Ji-woon. And when it comes to piloting a Jaeger, there is no one I would trust in the cockpit but Lo Fong, who's extremely reliable. Doesn't take us uncomfortable places, always on the job, always focused. No, reliable, professional. Respect that.
I love that answer. I also love the idea that Kim Ji-woon thinks that Lo Fong and him would be drift compatible all the way up until they start chasing the rabbit. He's like, "What the fuck did you do, man?" Lo Fong's sitting there going, "These clothes are so itchy and tight." And then the kaiju eats you both. It'll be great. It's fine. There's no kaiju today. Don't worry about this. Hi, Casey.
Hi, I'm Casey, and I am playing the aforementioned Lo Fong. Um, before I answer your question, I have a question for you. What is a Jaeger?
All right.
It's
One, you done broke my heart.
have you
Two, when we're done with this, I would like you, I'm gonna explain, I will answer your question, but when we're done with this, before we meet again, Casey Lo Fong, I'm gonna need you to sit down and watch one of the finest pieces of cinema ever made, Pacific Rim. A Jaeger is a
Uh,
giant machine. It's a giant Voltron machine built to be piloted by two or more people to fight giant kaiju that come up out of the ocean and terrorize humanity.
Guillermo del
Um,
Toro's love letter to Evangelion, actually, but
it's
yeah,
so good.
it's so good.
It's so
okay,
The
freaking good.
first one is good. The
okay, so,
second one is terrible.
Now,
all
and
right.
the thing is, the Jaegers are too big to be piloted by one person. It blows your brain meats out into jelly. So
Ah, I see.
you have to pilot it with another person who you're drift compatible with. Typically a sibling, a family member, a best friend, someone who you literally trust to run through your brain.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Understanding that context, then I think Lo Fong would probably choose. Like they've done a couple missions by themselves. They kind of seem to have a decent chemistry when they're working together. It would probably be the same side of that thing. That's what I got.
So
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, now, Mayor. Now look, you cannot see it either. We're gonna end up having a watch party.
My birthday
Instead of a game.
next Wednesday. We could have a Pacific Whim.
Listen.
A
Pacific Whim.
Let's have a watch party.
Let's have a
Good,
watch
that's what
party.
we're gonna do.
We can
That's
have a
that's
watch
what we're gonna
party.
do.
I'm here for it.
This
It's one
is
of my loves.
top 10.
Guillermo
One of my
del
top
Toro.
5.
Top
Fucking
5?
love Del Toro. One of my top 5 movies of all time.
It's in a top.
It
20
sits up
for
there
me,
with
for
top.
sure.
It
Yeah.
sits up there with Kung Fu Panda and What Dreams May Come. It has not dethroned What Dreams May Come, which is my top movie of all time.
Mine is Tremors, but no one should be surprised about that one.
No one is surprised about that. Tremors is up there in my top 10. All right, and Val.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hi Michael. I am playing Kayam, our little plant bender, secretly bloodbender. But yeah, I use any and all pronouns. Kayam use they and he pronouns interchangeably. Yeah, no, I think Kayam would also be synced up with Wong. There's a camaraderie there, whether Wong likes it or not. But the thing is, it's like, how there are just like some people that decide to date another human because this person won't leave them alone. That's what's happening. It's like, you are always in my life. Like, how is this happening? I don't tell you no, but somehow you're just there. And it's just like, yeah, Kyan would be like, we're compatible. We're compatible for the Jaegers, right? Like, I could feel it. And Wong's like, nah, man, we're not compatible. And it's like, oh, well, let's just get those Jaegers and see. And sure enough, we work. What did I fucking tell you? I don't. That's just what happens. But hey, so if you want us to pilot mechs, in this game, you could probably do that if you pay us enough money. I can make an ice mech. I'm just saying, like, my next moment of truth, I can make an ice block mech. I'm not like...
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, it will require some bullshit. If you want a mech today, it will cost $150. If you want a mech before Christmas, it will cost $50. But I will put them in a goddamn Voltron and have them so confused and make it make sense.
Yeah, so anyway.
But that's the cost for mechs.
Alright, so that's the cost for mechs. So, yeah, this is a viewer-affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies gives us rerolls. If you subscribe to the channel, we get a +1 to any roll that we make and need that +1 for. Sometimes it saves our lives. And the donations are a sliding scale. So if you go through Streamlabs, our coffee, and like Arnica said, $150 if you want us to drive a mech today. $50 before Christmas, we will have a mech. And $10,000 if you just want us to not play this game anymore. We'll all get paid. We'll all go home. I can fund the next couple of streams. Or I can pay rent whenever I move in April. That'd be nice. That's like 8 months of rent for me, so we'd be good to go. But yeah, that's us, and that's what we can do. Yeah, let's just jump into it. There's nothing else. Oh, that is a reminder. One last thing. As you can see, I am still raising money for Extra Life, so all of my sub points will go as I will meet them for a $1 donation. So if you subscribe to the channel, part of that Bezos money, especially if you do Prime, part of that Bezos money goes to Extra Life this month. Also, I'm just saying, it's my birthday, y'all, next week, and if y'all just want to give me money because it's my birthday, that'd be nice. Anyway,
Support the birthday person.
It's true. I'm done now. We can start playing this game. Let's go.
All right. Okay, so first of all, there's a non-fungible trident, and it caught my attention. I was so distracted. I was trying to remember what we did last week. Oh yeah, we raided a Fire Nation camp. It
We
was
did.
fun.
We
It
did
was
that.
fun. It was actually mostly kind of fun.
It was a great
Y'all,
time.
y'all set them fucking angry ostrich terror birds go. Y'all started some fires in a tent. There may or may not have been a over a mini tidal wave of human waste. It was effective. Y'all were effective last week.
Somehow.
Uh,
Like,
somehow y'all did. I mean, what were they doing? They thought they thought they was cool. They were, they were out there armed for the Air Nation Army, not for someone who actually existed to roll up and fuck with them. So that's what they get. That's what they get. Unfortunately, along with things that we get, sometimes when we roll really badly, what we get is stuck inside a building that's half on fire and half flooded with shit. Don't we, Casey?
You know, stuck is a very a loaded word here.
All right.
Loaded.
So here's what we're gonna do real quick. There's no way for your friends to come rescue you. They don't even know you're in trouble yet.
Nope.
So what we gonna do? I'm gonna give you one chance right now. I'm gonna have you start by pushing your luck and let's see what happens.
All right, let's see. Let me just see what I've got. So so just refreshing my memory. I'm still in there, and I was like fucking shit up, and then a couple Fire Nation people came in. Is that the
You
gist of
were
what's
in
going on?
there, you went in there to help fuck shit up, try to tip over boxes and crates into the mess so
Oh
that,
yeah,
all of it was spoiled and ruined. Um, you managed to that was your last good roll of the night, my good buddy, because
that was a good one. That was a
you
good
was
one.
wrecking shit in there. So much so that you didn't hear the people coming up on
Mm,
you until they got too close. So,
yeah.
go ahead
All
and roll.
right. Well, I'm pushing my luck then. That is.
Fashion.
All right, here we go. It's an 11.
nice.
All right, so here is what happens. You hear people running towards the warehouse. You've tipped over a bunch of these crates. But what that you have tipped over. Why the fuck did it say my default anything has been changed? Somebody say something to make sure I can
You're
still hear
good.
you.
Yeah, can
Hello,
you hear
Okay.
us? Yeah, there was a moment your audio got kind of funky, but you're fine.
but you're back now.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what it's doing. It's sending me a message back and forth saying my default speaker has swapped. And every one of them is just saying that it's jumping back and forth to the same pair of headsets. Anyway, you rolled an 11.
Did.
As you have tipped shit over, what you notice is that there are spare fucking helmets in here, Lo Fong.
Mm.
Now, you even found one that did not roll into the shitty water because you rolled so good. Like it's clean. Uh, so you always have the option of throwing on your helmet and trying to look like you're busy picking things up.
I mean, let's be honest. Lo Fong has done enough of these that even if it was a shit covered helmet, he'd probably put it on to disguise himself.
I know if you
Um.
had rolled a mixed success, you were still gonna find the helmet, but it was just gonna
Oh
be in
yeah.
the poop water.
Um. It actually would probably make more sense for Lo Fong to put the helmet on and kind of position himself as though and kind of like stance himself as though he had been attacked inside the tent
All right.
and
I
kind of
love
make
it.
himself look like he's recovering and just kind of be like they went that way.
Okay. So
Nice.
You hear all of these running soldiers coming towards you. The door slams open. You've had enough time to put the helmet on and just kind of like rip it, the uniform. You've messed it up a little, and you're just standing there like,
Yeah. I'm down on one knee, like crouched over, like trying to make it look like I'm in a lot of pain.
in this shit. You are so willing to sell this, and
Hmm.
they believe you. They're like, get to the infirmary, and they take off running in the direction you pointed, which isn't even the direction your friends went in, which is a good guess, but also not a guess, because you know what direction you and Kim Ji Woon came in, although you didn't know which direction Kaim and Wong were. So great job. You pointed in the complete right direction, just accidentally.
Excellent. And I'll start to I'll get up and start limping out of the tent as they run away. And then once I'm out, I'll like do a quick peek around to see if I can see anyone. And if the coast's clear, we're gonna take off.
Yeah, there are firebenders running in multiple directions. They're running towards the tents, trying to bend the flames away from the most important things. They are trying to, go grab tents and stuff out of the mire. People are running. So the fact that you have taken off running towards the animals isn't surprising. There's a couple people running in your direction, but no one really looks at you. Everyone breaks into different spaces, and no one notices the one guard just keep going.
Keep on going.
All right. So, everybody else, you meet up a little bit down the road. You've all been running in the same direction, but not necessarily together. Um, and so everybody just roll me a d6 and let me see who got to the meeting spot first.
Where's all my fucking dice? It's underneath my jewelry. Jesus Christ, Adrian. Sorry. It's a 2.
All right. Kim Ji Woon, you make it back before everyone else. Like not too long before everyone else, a few minutes, but long enough that you kind of like shake yourself off, and you definitely do not feel that moment of contact where you kill two dudes. And it was definitely, if you did kill two dudes, it was necessary, and you did it on purpose because that's what needed to be done. It was absolutely not just something that happened because you misjudged your own strength, because that would not be a Kim Ji Woon thing to do. That would be a mistake. How you feeling, buddy?
Feel like I a lot. This armor is a lot more comfortable than I thought it was, and it smells bad. I'm getting out of this real quick. I need to put on some dirty now, but put on some proper clothes. Yeah. Yeah. And like he's just gonna. And I figured, yeah, when people arrive here, they're gonna find him changing back into uh his other clothes, or whoever arrives here, because he is not quite uh, uh he's not quite thought to wait a minute, I need to make sure I'm not being watched right now. He is not thought to do that. So he's just changing.
Yeah, well, funny enough, ironically enough, despite getting separated from y'all and almost caught, Lo Fang books it. Lo Fang, you know, runs like he almost got caught in a Fire Nation camp or something. He's running like the cops want him, or for some reason. Lo
Can't
Fang,
can't imagine why.
Lo Fang makes it back to camp like just minutes before Kaim and Wong do. Possibly he's the reason that they're so slow, because maybe they slowed down in the bushes when they heard him just coming down the road. Lo Fang didn't give a fuck. He was going down the road, and woe be to anybody who stood between him and the meeting place. It just was what it was.
I think that was Lo Fong that actually ran past us. I don't. Uh, he looked like he was scared of something. I don't know.
At least he got out.
That's good. I wasn't worried.
No, Lo Fong is capable.
Sorry.
So Lo Fong, you show up right as Kim Ji Woon hopping into his pants. He looks a little. Kim Ji Woon, how you looking? How you feeling?
In this one of the usual normally non-existent moments where Kim Ji-woon is not performing, he seems kind of distracted and a little bit spooked, like he is. He looks almost like he kind of wants to bury the armor, but isn't quite sure what to do with it. And like he's taking more time than he needs to try and like beat the dirt out of the clothes he's putting back on, just to give him something to do with his hands.
Lo Fong, that's what you see as you run up real quick with the helmet on.
Oh yeah, I haven't taken the helmet off yet.
Oh shit!
Relax, it's me, and he'll take the helmet off.
Oh.
There were some complications. I had to disguise myself to get away.
Why did it have to be shit again?
Lo Fong just shrugs. Tie him.
Because it's effective. Like,
As we both
It
walk
is
up.
like, because it's effective. I mean,
Are you gonna want to eat food that's been in literal shit or sleeping in a tent full of literal shit?
Oh no,
I'm
it's
not
very
sure.
effective.
I'm
It's
not sure
just-
I want to eat food.
Mm.
well, you know, I can always go back and undo it if you want. Like, I don't.
No.
Do you want me to, like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Bitches, you time bending? No, you can't. Time bending's funny. We should, dear Avatar team, I want my Earthbender to time bend.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah, because, I mean, holy shit, that would be the one to do. It would be
The
the
Earthbending Avatar. I think
Earthbender,
so.
yeah.
Let's go.
I
Anyway.
fucking love
Get
my
on
Sailor
it.
Moon mug.
Oh,
They make the
man.
planet spin backwards like Superman did
Like
in the
Superman.
movie.
Oh, man. Anyway. So, do we want to go
We
back
should
to
get
our guy, and we can just go
We should get
little,
going.
Yeah, get a little bit further before ever we decide to bed down, because I'd like to be, like, several miles away from this smell.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's correct. That's correct.
This is also probably going to attract a lot more Fire Attention Nation. Fire Nation attention.
I got you, Casey. I know what you meant. All right. I'm definitely not pulling out the rule book for a real specific reason. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Keep talking.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Sure.
Talk
Yeah,
about your walk
absolutely.
back to the old man.
Wong is probably towards the back of the group experimentally practicing his swings with the Guandao. It's been a hot minute since I've had one of these in my hand, so getting the muscles back into shape.
Nice. Gotta get that muscle memory going.
It is incredibly rusty.
The sword looks fine. It's not rusty at all.
Yeah.
It just grins.
Kim Ji-woon kind of narrows his eyes. That was innuendo.
Find a picture of one that I really like and see what it looks like.
And Kim is going to be they're more or less at the front of the group. It is not that, well, he's got a decent idea of the way back, and also he would rather be away from here sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Place sucks.
Place does suck.
It does suck.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
y'all are hauling ass. You're going out much faster than you came in because, duh. And so Everybody, real quick, roll me an assess the situation. That's rolling with your creativity for those who are about to ask.
Got
Hmm,
that.
you know what?
10.
Let's see. I have something I can do here. Um,
I can, whenever I assess the situation, I failed, but I can still ask a question from my casing the joint of ability.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just gonna wait for Casey.
Yeah, I'm going to mark fatigue, and this allows me to roll with focus instead of creativity and also become prepared.
Okay.
You have wait and listen, because I also have that move.
That's 9.
Boom. Okay.
Hmm.
So everybody except for Wong technically notices, but Wong notices y'all noticing something.
Yeah.
And so, because Wong notices y'all noticing something, I'm gonna let Wong ask the first question. Although you can only ask me a question about,
From
like,
my
tell me
list.
about their list. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have three choices to choose from. I think I'm gonna ask, who here is in control slash wealthiest slash has the most power?
Okay.
So
So
you all know what I want to do right now.
It ain't you. This is all internal monologue.
So, as far as who here is in control, you see, it's so funny because you do see that it is Kim Ji-woon who notices first, who stops and just kind of holds up a hand real quick. And when he does, Lo Fong notices, must catch it in the same direction. And it's them looking in that direction that makes Kayam look. And you look at the three of them, you look at Kim Ji-woon, and then you look in that direction. And now you see it's weird to describe because it almost looks like there's a very, very thin line of smoke coming up from where you guys have the old man parked. But it's moving weird because the wind is blowing towards y'all and towards the camp, and this smoke is moving opposite the wind.
That's a person.
Yeah, I think we want to move a little quicker.
I think that might be a bandit coming to steal the bison, and Kim is going to take off.
I can only move so fast. Let's go.
Let him get jumped.
Oh, I'm going with him.
Never mind.
When he takes off running, I see that shit. I'm going too. The old man's in trouble. Lo Fong is going.
You know, at some point in my life, I want to be able to just make a disc of ice and just use it to fly with. I can't do that right now. Freezing is not my repertoire.
I'm going to go a little more cautiously, maybe not so much bumbling through the woods, dashing, but I am going to be following.
Same.
My
I'm
running
actually
form is
physically
immaculate.
incapable as moving as fast as some of these guys are. So
Yeah.
I will stick behind with Kayam to assist.
Here's like the thing with Kayam. Kayam can make it look like he's going fast because he's really tall. So he just has like a longer gait.
He's just
than
taking bigger
everyone else.
steps. He's just taking bigger steps.
It's that
Also-
very measured, don't let me get tired walk.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as cheating. We're on the tall people.
Okay, Kim Ji-woon. Okay.
That
So
gives off short energy for Kim Ji-woon.
It does.
doesn't it? It's cute.
What are you talking about? 5'11" on Tinder.
Oh, that Tinder, Fire Nation, get it. That's
There's
cool.
no such thing as 5'11". You're either 5'10" or you're 6 foot, buddy.
I'm 5'11". My doctor says so. So anyway, Kim Ji-woon, as you and Lo Fong get closer right towards where your camp is, you can now see that there is one little firelight. It is very low, like they're trying to keep the fire as small as possible. And it backlights just one person. And they are just standing there. They're standing in front of the old man, and he has his head just resting down on the ground. And this person, just dwarfed by this enormous head, is just got their forehead against his like this. They're just standing there. You cannot see them. They are in silhouette.
Like him arrived with the fist cocked back, but that is this does not look
Yeah, this doesn't look like someone attacking.
or even like a half-hearted attempt at stealing,
Yeah.
or like an attempt at stealing by somebody who has no idea how to steal a bison. So he's gonna just like lower his arm and he's gonna try and stoke reach out, stoke that fire just a little bit to get some extra light.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead, and if you want to firebend that fire a little bit brighter from where you are, I'm gonna need you to rely on your skills and training, which is rolling with focus.
Understandable.
Show the cat. Show the cat.
She doesn't like being picked up.
Oh.
That will make it funnier. That will make it funnier.
Here she is.
Oh,
She doesn't like being picked up.
You just get out and left.
I love that. Thank you. Sorry, cat. That was very funny.
I think he got her out of the room though.
Yeah, there you go. I saved you. So you roll a 7. Here's what happens. You, for a second, you just kind of with your hand off to the side, and the fire flares up. Not a lot, just enough that they can just enough that you see that this person is, it's just an adult male, probably in his 40s or so. Like that's a grown ass man dog. And his hair is very, very, very short, more like a shorn stubble than anything else. And then just as quickly, a wind whips around and the whole thing's gone. There's no light at all, but you do hear the wind moves again, and it carries a voice, very rough, very, like, you can tell that this is a voice that has been damaged somehow, not just their voice is rough and cracky, but just it will never not be this, and it was not this at one point. And they go, well, that's not at all what I expected to come running back. Who are you? Where's the airbender?
My name is Kim Ji-woon. There is no airbender here, not. They are safe. We took them somewhere they would not be found.
All right. There is a moment, Kim Ji-woon, where when you say there is no airbender here, the air around you becomes heavy. It becomes thick. You can feel it pressing against your skin and your body. And then before you even have time to speed up, you don't change your pace. You're just like, they're safe. And just like that, it's nothing. It was probably your imagination. It was maybe you feeling a little bit anxious. You've had a hell of a night. or maybe it wasn't. Just keep that in mind that you felt for a second, you damn near felt the weight of the atmosphere upon you, and there's a lot of atmosphere between you and space. The light does not come up again, but you hear the same voice go, "How many? From where?"
And on that point, if memory serves everybody, there were
I think at
five
this
kids. Was it five?
There are 5 kids.
I think at this
And
point though, Lofong would be like, well, that depends. Who are you? And why do you need to know?
Um, for a second, you don't know. You can see the shadow shift, but you can't entirely see what he's doing. But the old man lets out a growl. Like you've heard him make a whole bunch of grumpy old man noises. You've never heard the sound that comes out of your air bison. He sounds like a fucking 7-ton pit bull all of a sudden. And the silhouette beside him freezes, and then really kind of you didn't realize how tense it was holding itself until it slumps back against the old man again, both hands on his head, and the old man just starts, he starts making that a Chevy Impala purr that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, he says, he says you're telling the truth, but I, you have to know who are. Please just tell me what temple they were from. Tell me what direction to go in to look for more.
not that temple.
I kind of look to the old man to see, like, the old man seems to trust this guy, right? Like just
He does.
from body language.
He does. Keep in mind now that literally every airbender is born at the Eastern Air Temple.
Yeah.
Everybody makes their pilgrimage to the Eastern Air Temple. When
Yeah.
they reach a certain stage of their pregnancy, that is where they have their babies, and that is where they stay for the
Mm-hmm.
first year or so.
That was the one where we were at, right? That was where
That
we
was the
found
one
our.
that you were at. That was the one that you saw destroyed, was the nuns' temple, where
Okay.
people go to expand their families and where families are made. Where people get married and shit.
Okay.
Just literally the least offensive place that one could attack.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so all
If
airbenders
Yeah.
know the Eastern Temple, and the old man knows everybody who he's ever met.
Okay.
He's got a
So
great memory.
okay. So yeah. So if the old man seems to be cool with this guy, then I don't see any harm in telling him that the ones that we helped came from the Eastern Air Temple.
It's not. It's not safe there either.
No.
They. We got them out of the same kind of attack that hit everywhere else.
Kayum and Wong, you catch up. You appear slowly out of the woods. You've been kind of holding back just in case.
Yeah.
What you can hear your friends, but you're not.
Mhm.
You're far enough back that you haven't heard the answers.
Yeah.
You can kind of roughly piece together who must be around if they're answering this way. But it is
Mhm.
the sound this man makes, like just this deep, heartfelt, just sound of crushing hopelessness as he falls to his knees in front of the old man and just uh, now the wind stops, the air shifting around. For a minute, it stops enough that Kim Ji Woon, you're able to relight the fire uh, to the correct height, and you can see that this man is uh, he does not have tattoos, He was not a monk, or if he was a monk, he never gained his mastery. But his hair has been slowly growing back in. He just has like a couple months worth of stubble, and there are burn scars. They are tight and they are fairly new. Uh, in fact, they are they're more healed than they should be. It implies that he has seen a talented waterbender healer or some other healer somewhere, because he is far less, they're not as fresh as they should be. But his leg is broken and set badly, so he hobbles when he walks. There are burns along the entire left-hand side of his body, and he cannot see out of his left eye. But you are obviously looking at someone who survived one of the temple attacks.
Once the wind dies down a little bit and we are able to get a light, I do have like a small, very small, just enough to get like some illumination as we approach and like reconvene with the group. I don't mean to be insensitive, but we really should go.
Soldiers around here are going to be angry. We can't.
They're probably
I
going to
don't.
be looking for us pretty soon, so I suggest we move to a safer location.
We can't promise you safety, but there's at least enough space to get you out of here. Oh, you're still muted.
I am still muted, you are correct. The man laughs. It is bitter, and it is thick, and it is hateful. It is not the kind like airbenders are some laughing ass folk. You know, some cultures are just real loud laughers. The swamp benders are real loud laughers. Certain groups of earthbenders are just keying ass people. But man, the air nomads like to shit is funny. When you ponder the nature of the universe and reality, you realize exactly how often shit is funny. Like, why does it do that? How absolutely absurd and ridiculous. I love the universe. Um, you ain't never heard an airbender laugh like this. This is a deeply, soul twisting kind of sound. He goes, "Oh, I think, no, I don't need your help getting out, but you should leave because if they're still here, then I didn't finish my job." Um, the air starts getting thick and heavy around y'all again. You all feel it. Um, you can't, you could probably struggle to move against it, but like it doesn't feel like wind. You're not being held in place by a little tornado. You're not being pushed back on by wind. It is the weight of the air holding you in place, but also moving around you. If the air was a jelly and you were sinking in the jelly, that's what's happening. And it's kind of, you can feel it going around you and gathering around this airbender.
Hey, buddy, how about you instead you can come with us and we can talk about how we all sort of came to. We can talk to you about the kids. Um, they are literally covered in shit right now, so um, they're gonna have their hands full. I want to hear your story, and I'm sure you want to hear from us as well. So, but not to mention, I've got all of these beans. They need to be cooked. If we could just take a breather. You look exhausted. we're exhausted. Let's go make camp, and you can hang out with our buddy old man. How does that sound?
The airbender looks at you, and his good eye is just so, it is sparking with rage and hatred, but also with a deep kind of longing as he goes, you, I can tell you're not one of us, but you gotta have the soul of an airbender. That is a good try. That's a good try.
The
I can air.
I can make it a better try if you want. I'm just saying, we could.
The green little soldiers are not the root of the problem, and it will not fix the problem until you take out the ones who started everything. They are leaving. They will not be back.
And you see him start to rise in the air. Not as if he is floating, but as if something has picked him up and is holding him. You can't see anything. There's nothing to be seen, but the old man has started to snort and is kind of backing up. He's making room for something very large that is forming. You see a flicker of the edge of something out the corner of your eye, a swirl of, you can't, the spirit hasn't taken on its new form yet.
Mm.
Like the air nomad who was at its place of worship when the Fire Nation attacked, it is too raw, too hurt, and too jumbled. It no longer really has a form, but the two of them have been healing. And by healing, I mean festering in their wounds and their hatred alone, only kind of nursing each other's grudges. And the airbender looks down at y'all from, when I say this is a big spirit, when
Mm-hmm.
I asked about Jaegers, that's because this dude's about the size of a kaiju. This airbender is just kind of dangling, unconcerned, a solid 60 feet in the air. He goes, no, just, we've got this.
I have a move.
Can you, if
Sorry.
you
Yeah.
don't, now what I'm gonna say is there is a move.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can try one last thing if you really want to, Kayam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have something called Judging a Rival.
Mhm.
And it's a move when you size up an opponent, you roll with focus, and I get to ask questions on that. And one of those questions would be, how do I get this person to submit to me? Like, to stop. And I could probably do that with spirit as well. So that's like that's what I want to try on this, if that's cool.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That works. I was
Hmm.
gonna say you could try a guide and comfort.
I was actually gonna wonder if I could try calling someone out.
These are all options.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
I can
Val.
also provoke, but I think I would like y'all to go
You
first.
absolutely can
I'm gonna
provoke.
let them go first, and then
Okay.
because I have mine is called "Is that the best you got?" When you goad or provoke an NPC into a foolhardy action.
All right.
But
I got my waterbender dice right here. So let's see how they do. Oh, well, with focus that's a +2. So that would be an 11. My two questions is I want to know what will get this spirit to submit. And what okay, that's my first question. How do I show dominance over this spirit? Like, how can I get this spirit to submit to me?
Okay, that is a great question. bless your heart, you can't. Like,
Okay.
this is not a small spirit of a rock or a house, or this is one of the ancient great spirits
Gotcha.
that the airbenders have been trying to keep their spirit places alive for the last century, and they've been dying out. So these spirits have already been going kind of feral, a little bit violent, and this one, you would need, like, I would not put,
I can't spirit bend, so.
you cannot spirit bend, and I would be
Yeah.
honest, if Ang was here right now, I would not give that child a fair chance because he does not have the know-how either. You would need a fully realized adult avatar to deal with this spirit.
Well, and one of the very, very rare types of waterbenders that can also spirit bend, that is not me. Like,
Yeah.
My other question then, if I can't get the spirit to stop, can I get the airbender just to submit? What is the best way to get the airbender? How can I show dominance over this airbender?
So you could show dominance over the airbender by, like, if you were willing to go again, if you were willing to stand there and be like, yo, we're not gonna let you pass, we're gonna fight you. He'd be like, all right, but he'd also be willing to fight to get through you. So you can absolutely show dominance by trying to pick a fight, but then you will have to fight.
I could bluff, because I don't want to fight this guy.
I've got something. Well, Kim's definitely got something he would like very much to say.
Yeah, because
Uh,
with that role, like, Kayam has nothing. Like, he is just like, I don't think we could stop this guy even if we wanted to.
And yeah, he's gonna like look all the way up there, and just this guy seems like he is more than good enough with the wind to pick up voices. And the last thing you let him do is see you sweat. So in a normal speaking voice, just wherever you have to go, whatever you have to do, remember that the one thing you can never let them take is you. Don't ever, or even for a second, let them think that they have made a beast of you, a monster of you.
Oh, you little slick shit. Why don't you go ahead and you are doing a guide and comfort. Let's see how that works for you. I want you to roll with harmony on it. If you hit, they're going to embrace your guidance and comfort. If you don't, they're going to shut you down and you're going to take a condition.
All right. And that's the roll. And that is a 4.
You
Do you have any rerolls?
You do. You have 3 rerolls and
I
3
do.
and
5 forwards.
5 forwards. Yeah.
Too many. What is that? You know what? I'll go ahead and use a reroll to at least can't definitely say that we gave this the proper college try.
Yeah.
That was better.
That
Five, they were better.
That was better. That was better.
You could use reroll, not rerolls, the forwards.
Yeah. It's up to you.
Okay, fine. I hear.
Two of them for a 7.
I hear. Yeah. Two to make that a 7 and a mixed success.
Cool.
All right. So on a mixed success,
that's what we pay for.
Here is what it's going to happen. He hears you. You can't see his face. He's too far away and it's dark. You can't see the way it crumples. And you cannot see just the way that he really feels your words and wants to embrace them. But you can hear his voice as he projects it down to all of you, going, it's far too late for that. They've made monsters of both of us.
There is a camp full of mostly green kids who have been brainwashed by the Fire Nation. If you do this, you are no better than them.
And you hear his voice project down one more time. I don't want to be better than them. And with
I'd
it's a
feel that coming.
swirl, it's a rush, it's a whoosh, it's a lot of air. So much that it pushes you all down flat on the ground. You can see now what made this entire little village, this camp that they had been setting up. Because this is where they had been setting their camp. You can see now why it is flattened from the middle out, because you are all pushed to the ground. The old man lets out a bellow of, discomfort. He's not squished as much, but he's also being prevented from flying. And just with a whoosh, the airbender and the spirit are gone.
Oh, crap.
Thank you,
After they're
sis.
gone, are we able to get up?
You are able to get up once they're gone. I probably should have said that part
Okay.
out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Susan.
Oh, now my tea's cold. Gross. Oh, sorry, I'm not muted.
Yeah, cold tea is rough. It's rough. Yeah, I've
I
been.
like it room temperature.
As soon as they're gone, there is a couple of frustrated bolts of fire and cursing as I step away from the group for a bit. Not away, but I don't want to burn y'all.
Yeah.
Very well. Understand that I'm imagining like the kicky temper tantrum, but every time you kick, just a little gout of flame just go off your foot. Just it doesn't have to be what you're doing, but that's what I'm
They're
imagining.
full on.
Well, don't really have to worry about moving anymore. Look at the others. Do any of you feel the heroics to go save the kids from the airbender?
You have to be a legal adult to enlist. They made their choice. And so did he.
They've been manipulated growing up. You don't know what you don't know.
People can't change if they're dead.
And we can't bring back the dead either.
Arnica, is there any
Lo Fong's just like, you can't save everyone, and soldiers are valid targets in war.
Arnica,
Alright.
based off of knowledge, just how fast that thing was moving, power level, I have no chance of, even with all of us going, there's no way we'd be able to take that thing down, is there?
Oh, absolutely not. I am
I see.
serious when I say it would take a fully realized adult avatar to calm this spirit.
Yeah.
Like, this thing is probably still raging wild in a very specific part of the mountains by the time Aang is an adult. It's probably one of the last things he had to do as an adult was calm this spirit. It's still mad 100 years later.
160 years later, when you think about it.
Yeah.
That part.
Let's.
Lo Fong's just like, if we tried to stop him, the four of us would die.
Not necessarily talking about stopping him.
I don't think he would look too kindly on us if we gave them a heads up that he was coming either.
What did they come here to do?
Colonize?
They are soldiers of an enemy nation who have committed an atrocity on his people. His actions are entirely justified, and I would rather not. I'd rather it be them and not us. And he goes back over to the old man.
He has the right. I wish he didn't.
Because he has
Wish
the
he
right
never.
doesn't mean it's right.
Think about it for a second. And I look over at Wong and I look over at Kim Ji-woon. Y'all could have been in that camp.
And
Just saying. You're not.
no, I'm not.
I just climbed myself into the saddle on the old man's back.
I follow.
Kim Ji-woon, you got anything to say? You're just gonna go ahead and get up on the old man.
No, just dust off. We'll climb in.
All right. Lo Fong, as you approach the old man, he turns his giant head and he just very softly kind of presses it against your body. He just kind of do that big giant purr, the one that just vibrates through you like you standing too close to the giant speaker at a metal show. He is apologetic. He did not know that he's never seen an airbender act like this. He didn't know that it was not a friend. He's still confused as to why that's not a friend. He is comforting you as much as he is seeking comfort.
Oh yeah, I reach up and I kind of like rub him on his forehead.
Okay.
It's all right. Let's go.
You climb on board, and as y'all take to the sky, you can feel the clouds all being pulled past you. The air is very thick, it is very wet. And behind you, as you head off towards the clearer skies in the direction of Ba Sing Se, you see, if you turn around to look, you will see that there is a typhoon whipping up over the bay. The ship is being tossed like a toy. Uh, the spirit has not gone for the camp so much as it has gone for the ship. So maybe he heard you. Maybe he felt bad. Maybe he was thinking of the young airbenders that he knew who were no older than those Fire Nation. But the spirit, I'm not going to say the spirit leaves the camp untouched. As it walks through, it definitely blows over everything. I cannot say that no one got hurt. People panic, and people were hurt in the panic. But it does not flatten that camp. But you do see, if you turn around, the ship slowly you can hear the air escaping as the ship is flipped and starts to sink.
I do not look.
He's gonna watch until it's out of sight.
Oh, man. War sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wins.
Nobody fucking wins. So, Wong, now that you have seen this airbender and the spirit traveling with him, you kind of take out the copy you made of the notes and you start comparing. And the good news is, like, 3 of the airbender attacks, you're like, yeah, no, that was probably them. You know, you're looking at the damage report, entire, like, large chunks, 1,000, 10,000 men gone, ships destroyed in sudden hurricanes. People have been, they're blaming the Air Nation, but also they're wondering if maybe the Water Tribe is
Oh
assisting.
God.
But there's still 2 others that do not match the MO. And so they could be fake. They could be fake. Ooh, the Air Nation attacked us. We're just defending ourselves. Or there could be another airbender out there. Because
What dir-
these attacks are much less violent. They're very destructive. Supplies are ruined, vehicles are ruined, everything's destroyed, but the body counts are very low. If anything, they seem to be like accidental deaths, things like, a piece of building fell on this dude.
What direction have these other ones been in?
These other ones have been around the seafood desert, like on the edge.
We'll be passing that, right?
Well, you can.
Are any of
Right
them on their way
now,
to Bossing Say?
Right
Yeah.
now, you can do two things. You can either go directly over this mountainous area straight to Bossing Say, or you can divert down towards the edge of the seafood desert and then go back up. It's a couple extra days, but it would kind of let you figure out what's going on, like what is propaganda and what might be survivors.
As I'm looking through these papers with my pole arm on my lap, just making sure my weapon, nothing flies away. We should probably go south a bit.
What are we looking for?
I'm still like looking at Lo Fong mostly as I'm talking. If you tell the old man to go south towards the desert, we might find someone.
Okay. I mean, it seems like a reasonable plan. So yeah, I'll tell the old man that we want to go. We don't want to go straight to Boston. Say,
Okay.
gonna take a little detour.
I
know
most
what?
just for
He's
out of
willing.
character, I mostly ignored Kim. I
Oh,
didn't.
no, yeah, like he
Okay,
like he
okay,
noticed. He clocked
okay.
it. Like,
I didn't
but
know
it's-
out
yeah.
of character was caught, but
Yeah.
you were ignored.
Eleanor
Like, okay,
Shell's drop
yeah.
never misses. All right, so that's fine. Nobody laugh at my amazing the good place joke. It's cool.
I don't know.
I
the
love
I
rest.
it.
haven't seen that either. So
Wait,
I haven't
I'ma
watched
turn
the
my
last
camera-
season, but it's
I have a
good.
Turn my
feeling.
camera off and leave right now.
I have a feeling that Lo Fong's life is in danger the rest of this session. I don't know
It
why.
is.
What do you mean the
I'm
rest of the
gonna.
session? It's
I'm
always
just gonna
good.
bully you for the
Lo Fong is
entirety
just
of the
a-
rest of the show now.
Lo Fong's always in
Just
danger.
TV.
True.
And because you can't roll, it beats you up. All right, so the old man lets you kind of reorient him. Y'all are trying, you're doing a great job learning how to use these air maps. You're not great at it, but you're mostly navigating in the correct direction. He only really has to reorient y'all like 3 times. And when he does, he's starting to make a very specific noise. Bless his heart, y'all understand that it is the essentially, you know how when you're first teaching a horse, I don't ride horses. I don't, they're too big. I don't do anything with an animal that large unless I'm like, if it's not food, then it shouldn't be fucked with. But that said, when you are breaking a horse and you teach them to go, well, a mule, when you teach them to go left and right with a gi and a yaw, he is teaching y'all. Y'all are the mules. He's making a very specific noise when he changes course.
Bless him. I love him.
And it's working. Like to be
And
clear,
it's
this is
working.
working great.
Oh yeah.
It is. Y'all are starting to understand that when he makes that noise, y'all have been going too far north or too far south. It's a too far noise, and he reorients. So it does add another day or two to your trip, but in about 2 days, y'all find yourselves right at, I mean, you can, but I don't want to. I'd have to be real fucking hungry to eat a horse.
I was like,
I
what's
read the chat.
happening?
I know. I read the
It's
chat.
fairy.
Yeah.
You can, but I wouldn't.
I can eat a lot of things, but I don't
I
for good
don't.
reason.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
Or
You got
sweet
to
and
be in
fat.
emergency situations. Now, the fact remains is that it took y'all a couple extra days, but as you sat down on like a dry, arid ass tundra. You are right at the spot where the grasslands start turning into buttes before they turn into deserts.
Mhm.
Um, there's still, if you wanted to head in that direction, there is still a thriving little oasis outpost. They have a giant glacier. It's great to visit. People make snow cones and shit out of it. Uh, and maybe you could ask around for questions, or you could try to just kind of do a flyover and see if you can spot whatever it is Wong's looking for. What you want to do?
I hear they have great spicy nudes in that tourist attraction.
And to be
Yeah.
honest, if it would probably be hard to be seeing any of the damage anyway. Sand moves. Sand covers things.
Yep.
Sand sucks.
I agree.
If they're hiding, well, the people probably either
It's
don't know or
everywhere.
won't talk. But they might respond to a bison.
Also, stuff other than hardtack and dried vegetables and meat. Sounds boring right now. Spicy nude sounds good.
Hmm.
God, I really want spicy nudes right now.
Agreed.
Like, I'm not.
Yes.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I could.
Spicy nudes.
Yeah.
Spicy nudes.
All right.
Slide to my GMs, guys. No.
Mama G's
So-
is you can't beat Mama G's, but you can
fair.
find the
Fair.
next best thing.
Yeah.
Try. So as y'all kind of just debate this, the old man knows where he's going. He's not just sitting down anywhere in the desert.
Mhm.
There are spots where you land and there are spots where you don't. And bless your heart, y'all, he does not trust y'all to land in a don't land spot. So you don't really have to steer him. He is headed directly for this outpost. It's like a little boom. At the moment, it's a boom town. In a century, it will be a bus town, and century after that, it will be thriving again. But right now, you are in a pretty active moment. People come here specifically to see the glacier in the middle of the desert. Um, there are, people just making shaved ice from it. There's there's cold pools from where it melts. It's a tourist attraction. um
They're hot springs.
there are no hot springs. There are just cold springs. Who wants a hot spring in the desert? I don't sit there in the desert going like, man, it's
Antarctica is a desert,
114
okay?
Okay, but this
A
is
cold
not,
desert.
this is not a cold desert. This is not a tundra desert. That's why the glacier is so exciting and weird. This
Fair.
is a hot desert.
Mm-hmm.
So there are cool pools from where the glacier melts, but there aren't hot springs.
Gotcha.
As we're like approaching, just like half to myself, I'm like, where do you think that came from? Just to no one in particular.
Oh, the glacier?
Yeah.
Oh, so like at one time the planet was just covered in snow and ice for like the longest time. And then we tilted slightly further away from the sun, and all of that snow and ice began to melt and just slowly over millions of years just creep up. And it takes a while for ice to melt, and especially a lot of thick ice, and that's some thick ice. That's what they taught me in school anyway.
Sounds fake, but okay.
What do you mean?
does
It's
sound
literal
fake.
science. How is it fake?
I would like to point out that this is actually theoretical and kind of heretic science. This is new and interesting science. It is not It is not an established thing. Kayam
It's
is
the
teaching
equivalent
y'all
of
like the newest
aliens.
shit,
Listen,
right?
the sages said it was spirits, and you know what? Ice in the desert, feeling like the spirits are up on this one. Feeling like the sages called this one.
You know what's really funny? I don't actually know if the answer is ice ages or spirits. It seems like the answer is more likely to be spirits than ice ages.
Well, the spirits are
I
the
know,
one
that's
who
why
caused the ice age. I don't understand.
I love the fact that I just love the fact that Val had Kayam give the actual legitimate science answer, and that may be the equivalent of being a flat earther.
Listen, that is not where you started. Are you sure about? You know what? We're moving on. We can.
uh, and
I mean,
so there
I'm just repeating what the experts, the people who study ground and water tell me. And, you know, take it up with the University of Ba Sing Se. We'll be there soon, so it's fine.
All right, so y'all have been, as y'all are landing, y'all have been just slandered, Fire Nation. Understand that you've been told you ain't experts in shit. Y'all know water? No. You know ground? No. What you know? Some embers? Fuck out of here. So y'all are gently bickering. You're having, it's possibly the calmest, most, low stress bickering y'all have had in a while. As the old man circles towards a very familiar set of stables. He knows where the airbenders land, and there's no one there waiting. And with that, y'all ready for break? I need to pee. I want a cigarette. Let's go to break.
Let's go ahead and
Let's
take a break,
go.
everyone. We will be back in
This
about
is
10 minutes. This is a good space for us
Let's
to break.
go.
Yeah.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll be
We'll
back
be
soon.
back.
See you
Bye.
in the bit. The stream is not ending. It will be returning soon.
Ow, burning.
Mike's
Ow,
hot,
burning.
you're hot. It's great.
Hey everybody, we're
Actually.
back here. Heads up, I'm eating because I haven't eaten all day. So,
Mm.
I do apologize for those of you who don't like to see other people eat on stream. But I sit here the longest out of everyone, so I'm gonna eat on my own.
We're
place.
human.
Like-
Allegedly.
And to be fair, I am eating gumbo, so the food of my people, the best food of my
Mhm.
people. But we're here, looking for spicy nudes, right? I don't know. What are we doing?
Possibly. I would just like to point out that that is slander and defamation because some of y'all are human. I am an unformed godling, and when I hatch, I am going to devour by the thousands. But after that, it'll all be
I
real
am a
cool.
cryptid, so.
Excellent.
I did say allegedly.
Mhm.
Allegedly. I appreciate that. So, yeah, the old man has landed, and y'all are at an air bison stable, but there ain't nobody there. Like, there is not a soul there. Honestly, it smells dusty. The hay is starting to kind of dry rot. Uh, it's kind of abandoned.
0 out of 5 stars. I am. As soon as I get off, like he makes that. He makes that bad customer service face, and he's immediately. And Kim is going to walk off and try to find out who in the hell. There's.
That was a great question.
When he does who in the hell, I'd like to help either Lo Fong get old man settled in. Just my mind is racing like, okay, there's no one here. What information got here? Did they run? What do people know about what has happened?
Yeah, I'll slide off and I'll go off with Kim because
Yeah.
Kim and I do have some really good when we social team up. We're pretty good at that.
You're
So-
scary
Are.
social.
Like, we have two.
Is there
Yeah.
does this stable have a place where we can kind of keep the old man unconspicuously?
I mean,
I mean, like-
it's inside. It's an air bison
obvious, like,
stable, but
yeah.
the fact that he's in there will be conspicuous.
Maybe like in
Remember,
the
it's-
back around a corner. It's like a circle, isn't it?
Yeah, like try to keep him try to put him somewhere that's
Can't be
furthest
seen
from
from the
where
front.
people or the furthest from where other people would be walking around.
Yeah. Like
If
if
it's
he's
poss-
like if
if it's
you-
possible. If it's not
yeah,
possible,
like
then
they'd have to go in to see him.
Yeah.
They'd have to go
Okay.
into the building to
Mhm.
see him once you guys take him in there.
yeah, okay.
That said, in there it is stuffy. It smells like dry rotted hay. You guys are gonna have to muck out one of them stalls, find some fresh feed. Lo Fong and Wong, you're gonna be busy for a while just getting this place ready.
No problem.
No problem.
Uh,
Old
so
man
that-
deserves the best.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good.
And nobody was there to give it to him. This is unacceptable.
So Kim Ji Woon is deeply offended that his old man had to land in a place that was less than 5 stars. And Kayam is just ready to go because
I'm ready to clean up
Kyle's
kimchi
always
wounds.
ready to go.
Like, always
So
ready
the
to
two
go.
of y'all
Let Kim Ji Woon release the Karen inside.
the two of y'all set off. As you walk past the little like home office building, like the building where the stable keeper obviously lives, or at least used to live, you can see that there's nobody. Nobody's been there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
The door is partially open, and there's just dust on the stairs. There's blown sand. No one has swept these stairs. No one's bothered closing the door. The stable has been abandoned.
Do you want to go inside and investigate?
Yes. And like as Kim goes into go check, but he sees his posture shifted a little bit and he's moving faster.
Real quick. Okay, I do
Uh-huh.
a quick assess the situation with my senses.
You sure can.
Mhm. I do have sensing as an extraordinary skill that I am a master of. And I just want to. I think with this assess, I roll a focus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for bodies, living or otherwise, inside
Alright.
before he goes in.
Okay.
Coincidentally, the thing I'm also doing.
11.
Cool.
I know.
So
I'm waiting to fail a roll, but nope, not today.
today's your day. It's a good day. Everybody has one great dice day. Today is yours. On an 11, here is you reach out as you guys approach, and you notice that there's absolutely no trace of like anything. There's no trace of bodies, living or dead, but also like there's no rotting food in the house.
Completely
There's
clear.
no produce. There's nothing. There's nothing in there with liquid. No
There's
one's
no
gone to the
rats?
well. There's no rats. Like, I mean, there are rats in the barn, but they haven't come into the house. Or if they
Okay.
have, they've left because they haven't found
Okay.
anything.
Because it'd be super sus if there were like no
It's
vermin.
not like
Okay.
it's not like a super sus. It's just at this moment there are no rats in the house. They're all in the barn
Okay.
because there's more to eat there.
Alright, well, knowing that it's like safe, and no one's gonna jump Kim Ji-woo, and I don't say anything, and I just let him go in and follow behind him.
All right, Kim Ji-woon, as you walk up to the stairs, I would like you to assess the situation.
Right. So we got on this creativity. A mixed success.
Okay. You do notice a couple things. You notice that there is scuffing on the door and the lock is broken. The door was kicked in at some point. And when you push the door open slowly, it doesn't look like the place was tossed. Or maybe it does, or maybe it was just packed very, very fast. But the few things that remain, a couple pieces of furniture are knocked over, but not broken. The cupboards are all thrown open wide, but things aren't just like raked out of them and smashed. They're just empty. This whole place looks like it has been very quickly and thoroughly abandoned. I dropped my dice.
We each have questions, though, right? Since we both rolled.
Yes, so why don't y'all go ahead and ask me a question?
Since you have one, Kim, you go first. Because I get 2 on my
Who
roll.
or what is in the greatest danger?
The people who used to live in this house are in the greatest danger.
All right. That is my question.
Yep.
Okay. What here can I use to find the people who used to live here?
If you are willing to, spend a couple minutes scrounging around the house, I'm gonna have you push your luck and see what you find.
Okay.
I'll have you do that after you ask your second question.
my
Or do you
other-
want to do that?
My
Or do you
other-
want to do
yeah.
it in the other order?
Let's do it in the other order because my other question is what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay, good. You should be on the lookout for papers, maybe scraps of cloth, anything that would identify who lived here or give a clue why they left so fast.
Okay. This is with passion. That is... I think my passion is a 0, but that still makes it an 11. 6 plus 5. So
All
That's fine.
right.
listen. I don't. The water
Hell yeah.
dice are watering today.
Hell yes. I love that the water dice are watering for you.
Wet AF.
Yeah,
Um,
makes sense.
That's
Kayam is
fine.
just good at everything he does, so it's fine.
and Nate is wonderful. So as you walk through this ridiculous, like you knew the desert was going to be dry as a desert.
Mhm.
You've flown over it, but also you don't tend to stop in the desert. Waterbenders, as a general rule, don't stop in the desert. It's not fucking comfortable. The same way that earthbenders don't typically hang out in the upside down temple because it makes us want to vomit. Pardon me. And airbenders don't hang out a mile underground. Some things are just uncomfortable.
Yep.
You are dry.
Mhm.
You feel so much drier than everyone else, even though you're not. You feel it.
Same. Yeah.
Um, and so as you're just sitting there, kind of like, ugh, you're looking, but you're kind of slumping
Yeah.
because you feel miserable, and because your head is just at the right angle. You see that there is a board sitting in the floor that is kind of it's sitting funny in the floor.
Ooh. I'm gonna before I dislodge it, I'm gonna be like, dislodge board. Just so that Kim knows exactly what I'm doing, and I'm gonna dislodge that board.
All right. Um, when you do, when you go over, you see that there are. This was probably where they stashed their money and stuff in between taking it to banks, taking it to the city, whatever. Uh, that spot is empty. There's an empty iron lock box that's had it's just been popped open. Doesn't look like it's been broken, but they didn't even bother closing it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a yellow scarf, like the yellow scarf that used to signify members of the Dao Fang. But right next to that, there is that very particular Airbender blue sash.
I'm gonna
And
hold up
that's
both
what
of
you can
these
see.
pieces of clothing to Kim Ji-woon, like, bro.
And Kim Ji-woon, you obviously immediately understand the significance of that particular
Yeah.
yellow scarf.
I well, okay, no. They would not out here, not this specific. I don't know who that is, but I know they're one of ours. And that means that they're one of us. They they ran. They're not. They're not safe. They're not safe. We need to check that town.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are picking up the last of that and getting ready to put the board back, you see one last thing pushed into the corner. Looks like it probably might have tumbled out of something, rolled sideways, and been forgotten. It's it's a pot of white, like kabuki face. It's a pot of white theater face paint. Um, and just as a general rule, Kayam, you would not know this, even as well studied as you are.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, I'm gonna have you push your luck to see if you remember hearing about what that means.
You know what? I'll go ahead and
Push that
pump
up.
another forward to make that a
Gotcha.
make that a mixed success.
Okay. So for a minute, you almost don't get it. You can feel your brain reaching for it. And right as you're about to go, fuck it. Obviously, I'm imagining it. You can very faintly remember being half asleep on the couch in the den. You were small, and, Grandpa was still out. And it was Uncle Boomy had come to visit in the Fire Nation, Great Uncle Boomy, and they were talking, and they said something about the flying opera. Now, for those of you who are not well versed in history, now, Kayam, if Kim Ji Woon says the words flying opera out loud,
Mm-hmm.
you, because you do have that college education, will remember in an Earth Kingdom nonetheless, will remember that the flying opera was one of the most famous uh Dao Fei groups because they had earthbenders, but their number one, little criminal, their head boss was an airbender.
Mm-hmm.
She had run away. She decided she didn't want to be a nun anymore. She ran away, married an earthbender, and they flew around on the air bison, just the whole group, and they would pull into town dressed as an opera crew. They would do performances. Like they were good too. They did
Mm-hmm.
performances, and then by the time they left, they had taken or done whatever assassination they had come to do, stolen what they needed to steal, and were out.
And yeah, it's probably odd kind of because you have seen the normal like dismissiveness and or suspicion that Kim usually like treats actors with, and this time he is staring intently at this face paint, and like you finally like see like almost literally see the spark go off. He was like flying opera, flying opera.
Like Avatar Kyoshi's flying opera?
I mean it's been a while, but yes,
What does it mean?
that the flying opera. That means that's who we need to find. That's who we're looking for. The flying opera. If they packed up, that's probably in fact exactly who they're disguised as.
The flying opera is disguised as who?
No, no, no. The air
The
the
air people are disguised as the flying opera.
yes.
Gotcha. All right.
Like
So,
with
I mean, wow. That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. It is entirely possible.
Out of character, this is my question.
Okay.
The people who usually run the stables, like the air bison stables, are they normally airbenders or?
It depends on where the place is.
Yeah.
Um, because mostly the air nomads are nomading around.
Yeah.
But every so often you'll get one of the ones who is a nomad but not a monk or a nun, and they're ready to settle.
Mm-hmm.
They still want to travel, but they'll settle, and their primary thing that you'll see them do
Mm-hmm.
is either transportation or stabling.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know how to care for very large animals. You can bring them just about anything. Animals love airbenders, airbenders love animals. The meanest little eel hound will be all like, "Aw," except for that one
Mm-hmm.
that chased Egg, but he was really, really mean. He don't count. She don't count. Her name was Jade.
Her name was
No,
Jade.
Jade was the person.
Yeah.
She was having a bad
Baby, her
day.
name was
Don't worry
Jade.
about it. We don't hold that against her.
She was.
All right. So we have an airbender disguising themselves as the flying opera that is a front for the Dao Fei, who are a bandit group that was once connected to Avatar Kyoshi.
I mean, Avatar Kyoshi was connected to flying opera, but whatever. And in fact, like Kim does in fact say that.
I mean, it's semantics, my dude. Semantics.
I think it's
Okay.
very important.
So, our airbender is a performer. Let's go see where they're performing.
Yes.
There's got to be a show.
Yeah,
Somewhere.
and we need to hide these in case people were looking for them.
Let's just take it with us.
All right. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Kai, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
As we have pointed out, most people, if you've interacted, if you see Waterbender Blue and Airbender Blue side by side, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
But also, if you see somebody wearing blue and waterbending, you're not going to look real close and be like, that look like an Airbender Blue. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be real picky or very fashionista to
Mm-hmm.
notice. So it's honestly quite safe for you. You can hide it or you can just add it to your clothing. Um,
Yeah, I'll just put it in like I'll just put it in my pack, you know, because I don't need it's too hot. I don't need to wear an extra scarf. I already have one.
that is true.
Mhm.
It is hot.
Mhm.
Without play scarf, I am gonna straight up hide.
Yeah.
Not my person, but it's hidden.
I don't just I'll just put it in my satch, and as far as the kabuki makeup goes, I have been known to travel and experiment and dabble. As we know, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not that big of a deal as like my melon just kind of floats up in like waves with its celery sticks for me to have. For me to have, I need new celery sticks. For me
I was about to say
have.
the leaves on that celery are looking. He is looking like a celery stick in the desert. He's
Mhm.
like, he look. Yo, celery look like I feel.
I'm gonna
Your
stop by
celery look
the.
like I look.
Yeah, you look fine, Mama.
I look sick and exhausted.
I'm gonna stop by the well, by the way, and see if I can't rehydrate this celery. Like,
Okay. When you stop by the well,
mhm.
that is when you notice, because you didn't bother looking because Kim Ji Woon had already pushed the door all the way open and gone
Yeah,
in. You didn't see the boot print that kicked the door open,
yeah.
but you do see as you go over, you go to the water and as you're trying to pull it, you can feel that it's wrong. Someone has dumped cement in this well. It's a bad cement mix. It didn't set. So now it's just a very thick
Like slosh.
sludge.
Yeah. Um. Wow. Okay. Could I possibly? That's interesting. Someone just throwing cement down there. Is the bucket there?
Um the yeah, the bucket was down.
Mm-hmm. Hey Cam,
Hmm?
you ever been under a well in a well before?
Why would I do that?
I don't know. Someone fell down and you felt the need to rescue them?
Well,
Someone.
I would send people for that. What is going on? What's wrong?
Well, somebody tried to clog up this well with cement, with concrete. Um, Not very good. It's still pretty sludgy.
Were they trying to hide a body?
Um, I
And
don't
I'll
know.
like as I'm saying this, like I'll look over the side, like do it. Like, do I see a body?
I mean, it would be underneath the cement if that was the case.
All right, I will be right back. Y'all
Yeah, no
go without
problem.
me.
Yeah, all right, okay, let's just play with it. Underneath the scene. What is it?
I tell you what. I'll try and see if I can't break down the molecules. I can't bend the cement mixture itself, but I could pull all of the moisture out of it, which could in turn possibly then we can maybe just physically move the concrete itself and see.
Wouldn't that make it set?
Well, it still needs water to set, but if it's not set, then it would just be dust again, or just rock. But I'm taking. Here's the thing: if it sets,
Why are we talking about sex now?
I mean, when's the last time you had it?
I am a virgin as I should be.
You're virgin?
Yes. Why are you surprised by that? Why would you?
You know what? Actually, I'm not surprised at all because in order for you to lose your virginity, you have to actually be fuckable. But and your personality does negate. It could scare off potential suitors. Is all I'm saying.
Who would dare to fuck with me?
You want to go?
And it's like as soon as you say it, like him just I can't like him just like clearly like four rhetorical impact, he squares up.
You can just say no, bud. It's fine.
No.
So, have you ever kissed someone before?
What are you what?
I'm just saying, I started when I was like 15 years old. But I am an actor, so.
That doesn't sound. And you can see him pause as he's like trying to like work out in his brain like a way to express the fact that he doesn't like what you just told him without insulting you. And it's yeah, that's I don't think that's good. I think that's bad. That's
It's
15 is too
only
young.
bad if it was like with people that weren't my age. We were all the same age. It was fine. It was all consensual. Teenagers have sex.
Yes, and it ruins families.
My family is perfectly fine. My family's not ruined. At least I didn't ruin my family. Okay, all right. Listen,
I've lost 3 cousins.
So I get it. You're worried about bastards.
Why isn't everyone?
I mean, technically, I'm a bastard. My parents aren't married.
And like he reaches out a hand. like, I understand that was very challenging, and I respect difficulties you doubtless went through.
But it wasn't difficult. My parents split amicably, and they're still friends, and I see both of them on a regular basis.
It's very dangerous.
For who?
Yes.
To be fair, most of the time I'm safe. But sometimes during orgies, one can forget.
Excuse me?
You know, orgies. It's when more than 3 people engage.
I know what an orgy is.
Yes.
That's why.
I could have one out there, is all I'm saying. There could be one out there.
Why don't you know?
No one's ever told me.
Well, what you owe it to this hypothetical. You owe it to your children to know.
Well, if somebody comes to me and it's just like, hey, I think you're my daddy, I'd be like, all right, cool. Let's we'll talk about it, and I'll make sure they have what they need. But I can't do anything if I don't know, and if she doesn't want me to know, then But the thing is, it's all hypothetical. I don't know. Like,
you should find out.
Listen, the Southern Water Tribe was an experience, okay?
You should find out. We need to, after we're done with bossing, say we're going to go to the Southern Water Tribe. We're going to find this out. You should know. You should know how many children you have. You should.
Arnica, you missed so much.
I know, you don't understand. I literally looked at my child as I was loading the nebulizer. I'm like, I just let them go wild. You have no idea what I'm going to go back to. He's like, Mom, I watched first season 1. I can guess.
Listen, Kim Ji-woon's sex life.
Well, we learned that Kim Ji-woon's a virgin. And
Did we really learn that? Did we really?
Kayam was 15. with another 15-year-old, and Kayam has also participated in orgies. Nobody is surprised about this.
Oh no, absolutely not.
So technically, sure, maybe Kayam can have a kid. He doesn't know. And Kim Ji-woon is traumatized by this fact.
You're supposed
Now there might
to,
be bastard children of Kayams out there.
You're supposed to know.
No, Kim Ji-woon has a very strong, heartfelt understanding of family, and I appreciate that. You're an upright young man, Kim Ji-woon.
Anyway, so Arnica,
I didn't say you're not, Kayam. I just said good for
my
Kim Ji-woon.
theory, Kayam has a theory that if he pulls all of the moisture out, there should at least be enough, like, space left. Because sure, the concrete will dry, but you're not going to have as much matter inside the well if the moisture is pulled out. So there should be space for at least for us to physically remove the concrete on our own if there's something hidden in there, right?
I mean,
I could
so here's
technically
what's
just
gonna happen.
bend the concrete, like the water in the concrete, to move it out. Like, couldn't I technically even try that?
You would need, because it's so thick,
Yeah.
you would need the help of an earthbender.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, you know how they really couldn't fuck up that drill at the Wall of Bossing Say till it was
Yeah.
Katara and Toph because they were both having trouble moving the mud
Yeah.
because it was too much of both.
Yeah.
Like, you can pull out that water, and
Mhm.
if you do, understand Mythbusters says it's not going to shrink in this way, it's going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you're not just going to have this nice little boop popsicle that you can pull out. It's connected to the walls. It's going to shrink down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just going to tell you, there's
Yeah.
nothing hidden in the well. They
Okay.
just destroyed these people's water source.
They just destroy the water source. Okay, that's fine. Could I still try and pull some moisture out of the concrete?
You
for
sure
myself?
can.
Just anyway. By the way, I did some body sensing earlier. You don't have to worry, Kim. Nobody's at the bottom of this well. They just fucked up this water supply. I'm just pulling out as much as I can to save it for ourselves.
Yeah,
It
he
is.
kind of frowns at that. Well,
I can't wait
No,
to tell
maybe-
everybody that you're a virgin.
why are you surprised? Why would
Man,
they be surprised?
I wonder if Lo Fong is a virgin. He's kind of got. Well, you know what? Now that I think about it.
Why do you think about this?
Are you
Everyone
just
is like, why are you
are you
thinking about my
ask?
genitals?
Are you just gonna
Yeah, is
ask
that
us
really?
that
Do you really have to ask why that?
Now that I think about it, there's a possibility that you're all a bunch of virgins.
I just want you to know my sister's wandering around the kitchen right now. She's like, the things you yell. No context whatsoever. She ain't got no idea what the fuck's happening. She's just like, what? Just genitals.
Just
I'm going
Wait,
to-
here's the thing. Kayam is about to ask what people's body counts are, and the thing is, knowing that his group is, they're not going to think about people that they've slept with. Because Lo Fong is in the double digits, possibly triple. Like, if that's the
yeah,
case.
as a Kim is frankly, he's feeling kind of overwhelmed right now, and he doesn't really understand the way out, but he's pretty sure that he's got to get away before he's I'm going into town. I need to find these people. They are
Right,
at least
do
in
we
some sense.
not want to tell our friends that?
If you can do that yourself.
I'm not gonna let you go into town by yourself, man. Like, I'm sorry. We will change the subject. We will not talk about the lack of intimate experiences that you have versus the amount that I have. We'll drop the subject and then we'll get to business. Let's go find someone.
It's not a. I am not lacking anything.
I hate you so much. Shut up. Not you. I'm sorry. I thought I was still muted. You don't understand, y'all.
I
I'm
see how it
sick,
is.
and I
I
asked
see
my
how it
sister, I'm like, do we have any more tea? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do we have any more hot water? She's like, what the fuck kind of ghetto question is that? Yes, we have water. This is not Arrakis. I was just trying to see if she didn't. I was just trying to keep her from having to
The
spoil it. I was trying to be helpful.
subtitles just said this is not a racist, and I don't believe you subtitles. I think it's
Yeah, subtitles. Who'd you vote for?
Google tries the best it can.
It's true. It's true. Cumstodian.
I was about to say no. It will catch. I have never caught one that does not catch cumstodian for some reason. They're always like, "Yeah, I know exactly how to spell that." Why? Why do you know how to spell that? Google
It's me.
Meet
It's because
and
of me.
Pixel Chat. It's
me.
all Val. Val trained both those systems.
It's me.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Sorry, we got sidetracked. Our little neurospicy brains got sidetracked there for a second. Yeah, I'm not gonna let Cam go down by himself. So, again, sometimes sometimes we need a nicer person to talk to people, and sometimes we need a not nice person to talk to people. And that's what we do. They know how to find us. Just right in the dirt, went to town. Like, with a little arrow. Rehydrate my celery sticks.
Well, the real question is how far is that little hut away from the
stable.
barn?
It's
Yeah.
not far. It is right on. It's built kind of like into the wall. There's a small wall. It's not like we are protecting ourselves from bandit walls. It's really we're just moving that desert wind so when it come in real cold at night, it don't smash into our house's wall.
Mm.
So we're right there.
You are
Oh, yeah.
literally right there. They really just have to go around to the big, like, there's not even a gate. They don't even close the door. There's just a big archway that says welcome to, and I don't remember where the fucking glacier is. Krista, where is the glacier in Avatar? Do you remember what they called that oasis?
I'd like to phone a friend.
Yeah, when they were out in the desert. And Aang was like, ooh, there's a big glacier here. And then it was like this tiny piece of ice. We're back when there's still actually a big glacier. And they're there, and I don't remember the name of the outpost.
Misty Palms, I think.
Misty Palms.
There we go.
So, the sign... Don't give me Tales of Symphonia. So the sign says Misty Palms. Like, it's a nice sign still. It's freshly painted. There are people walking around in and out. And kind of literally the second you get in the walls, you understand the other reason why, which is that the water vapor, as it slowly melts, goes out and down before it goes up.
Mm-hmm.
So the air is visible. Oh, you immediately, your skin is like 5% more hydrated.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy.
Mm-hmm. Look at that hydration.
Oh, why it's still humid.
So do you just yell over that you're going to town
Yeah.
while we're finishing up with the old
Yes.
man?
Pretty much just. I just send over the melon with a note to tell you where we're going.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need 2 rolls.
Yeah.
Val,
Yeah.
I need you to push your luck, and then Casey, I need you to push your luck.
Oh no.
Who's? Oh, I have an idea, but I'm not gonna roll with that.
Oh, how did I get dragged into this?
The melon has to go somewhere.
It's a 9 on my
Uh,
end, so.
Yeah. Okay, push your luck is passion. That's an 11.
Hell yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
it's not too
excellent.
bad.
So the good news is you both succeeded, and the old man does not eat the melon.
Oh my gosh.
Because if either one of you had failed that, the old man would have noticed the melon rolling in before anything else and just went, and ate it.
Yeah, luckily
But-
it's not rolling with my success, it's floating. So,
Yeah.
and it
I mean,
has
he
a-
would
You
have
know
ate
what?
it. Well,
I
it had
wouldn't-
no
I
mean
wouldn't-
shit to him,
I wouldn't even
What?
have blamed him.
Yeah, fair.
Tasty
Yeah.
melon.
Yeah, fair.
but
Tasty melon.
because you both did so well. I'm sorry, go Mare.
I was just like, I look over at Lo Fong, we're like, why is Kaim sending a melon?
Yeah, and because you both did so well, you are by the door. You see the melon as it starts to float into the stable. It doesn't even get back to the stall where the old man is. He has turned around at this point. He's helping clean things out. Y'all have stepped to the front of the stable because he is using his enormous tail to blow dust out one of the side windows. Y'all have removed all the big stuff, and now he's dusting the whole thing out. He's distracted. He doesn't see the delicious floating melon. Y'all grab it, and there is a little note. Like, it's just.
My note says, going into town, P.S. KJW is a virgin.
I like to imagine.
Also,
Go ahead.
also in response to Wong, Lo Fang would just reply, "I've stopped asking why Kayan does things."
That's a good point. And I feel like as we're looking down at this note, we read it, we see y'all like through the archway of the thing walking into town.
You notice that Kim is like in like at all like Kim is like he's kind of a distant person. He doesn't get he's not very touchy. Like he's respectful of personal space. He is unusual. He is distant from Kakin.
Why is Kayam telling us this? This piece right here. I did not need to know this.
You did. It's so important. That could be the thing that saves the day at the end of the season. You don't know.
I might need to sacrifice him to a spirit. I don't know.
That is slander on the spirits. That's the kind of thing the nation has spent years trying to fight against. They don't need virgins. They just need suckers.
Lo Fang, is there anything else we need to do here, or are we good to go into town and follow those fuckers?
It looks like we've done a pretty decent job of getting this ready for him, right?
Point of order, only one of us
You
is
have. You are almost done. You really just kind of left behind some water that you're pretty sure has not been inside anything weird. Like, you're pretty sure that that's the drinking water. It's in the big barrel, not the little barrel. So you pour out some water, you put out some food, but other than that, he's fine. He seems to have swept it out to his satisfaction. There's no fresh hay to put down, but he's been living wild for years. He don't give a shit. He's settled on the floor already.
Cool. Then yeah, let's follow them. Let's get into town.
Brought off. Muttering
right,
about
now.
sharing of personal information. What the hell? I don't like Kim Ji-woon, but I didn't need to know this.
You did. It was super important that you knew. Kim Ji-woon, as soon as you guys walked inside the archway and we're inside, I dropped my D20 again. And we're inside the ring of Misty Palms. There's still quite a few thriving like businesses. There's some places to eat. There's a couple bars. There's a hotel and there's a motel. So there's an expensive place. There's a cheap place. There's little trinket shops. There's shit to do. It's essentially a tourist beach town without a beach, or with lots of beach but no ocean. Just cool pools. Cool pools. Lord, okay, so where did you go? What do you want to do?
I'm looking right now. What I'm looking for is because I've done a little bit of reading. Probably asked Grandpa about some stories once or twice. I know what the flying circus is supposed to look like. That's what I'm trying to find. I need to find these performers.
Okay. I can let you know right now that you would immediately know the Flying Opera Company because Avatar Kiyoshi's signature makeup is actually the signature makeup of the lead actress of the Flying Opera Company. You would notice because there would be someone doing a very elaborate, it would look like a Kyoshi warrior, but not. It would be all the facial makeup of a Kyoshi warrior and then an elaborate costume, not set for fighting. They would be doing a large performance, like in the middle of the town square. There are definitely no members of the flying circus.
That is to Kim Ji-woon. That is vaguely upsetting. And with that in mind, what he's got to do is it's expensive person. that hotel. He's going to pivot towards the hotel and go in there to try and find out when the flying opera came through and where they went.
Excuse me.
Bless you. So you walk in the hotel, and the lobby is, it's spacious. It's cut to move a lot of air through the upper, so it's very tall walls. Lots of light because the walls have been cut away so that the air can circulate and keep it cool. It brings in that misty, pulls it down. Like, it feels great in there. Uh, and it's super pretty. It is a Kim Ji-woon approved place. It will have been torn down, lost in the war by the time Avatar Aang gets here again. But right now, it's great. And there is a young woman behind the desk. It's a little carved, it's a very sinuous piece of like stone. It could have been carved by hand, or it could have been manipulated by an earthbender, who knows. And she just stands behind it. She doesn't look bored. She's upright and professional. She smiles at you. Hi, how can we help you today?
Oh, there is not exactly a matter of business. Uh, flying opera. Did it come through town not too long ago?
Uh, she laughs. She has a very charming laugh, and it's not mean. It's a very, what a funny question, what a genuinely funny question laugh. And she goes, "Oh no. Like, the flying opera has not come here since my dad was my age. We are just, we don't have, we cycle in other players sometimes, but they haven't come back for a while."
Have there been in what's the most recent troop that's come through? Are there troops currently here performing?
Uh, she looks at you, and you can tell she is used to performers because she clocks you immediately as some kind of performance person. You are too tall, you are too charming, you are too good looking, and you're like, hi.
Yeah. I just smile.
And she kind of giggles a little bit. She's like, we tend to have a couple troops in once or twice a year. I'm surprised I haven't seen you with any of them.
I'm a solo act. And two little oranges just float up, and they both have tiny little bean arms, and they wave.
She is genuinely excited. She claps her hands. She goes, "Oh, waterbender. We've never had a solo waterbender act. Do you mind? Can I get my dad? He owns the place.
Oh,
And then he can answer your question about the flying opera."
that sounds great. Doesn't that sound great? Like, we can make a little, right, Kim? Like,
And like very much says like the yes, go on, the yes please, get on with it, hand. He's got an image to maintain here.
Hopefully my melon will get back. Like, I really need the melon. The beans are a great addition, but man, do I need that melon.
It has been shoved in probably one of our bags.
The fact that y'all bring Kyle his melon back, like, you don't even consider it. You're just like, Lord, he gonna need this melon. I love this for y'all. Growth, community.
I have no issues. Throw it in the bag for later.
When in doubt, if you really mess with me, I would eat his melon. I swear to God. No, we wouldn't eat your performers unless we.
I would use it as ammunition, though, if something happened.
Listen, the whole point of having these guys is as ammunition. Like, that is the point.
I will chuck a melon at someone.
Same.
So, the girl just kind of, she nods, she disappears in the back. She's gone for about 4 or 5 minutes. When she comes back with, Lord, for this girl to be so tall, and like, her mama must be fine. Her mama must be fine as all outside because this girl is like, she's not supermodel pretty, but she's tall and she's cute and she's put together well. Uh, Lord, her daddy is short. Her daddy is he's lumpy. He look like he been fight. He looks like he likes to fight, but isn't maybe great at it because he's definitely had his nose broken a couple times, or maybe he's just had to fight a lot because his wife is fine and his daughter's cute. Who knows? But this is a old. He's friendlier than he looks. When he smiles at y'all, you can see that this is a good-hearted man. But Lord, he also looked like he will move some furniture. Uh, he goes out and he goes, performer. We have not had a resident act in a while. You and your manager?
This is my
Come in this way.
assistant.
And
Down.
I don't. Would it be appropriate like to depend like a pusher like is will Kim even tolerate this? Tolerate the implicit demotion right now of all time.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Val, you gotta push your luck and let's see if Kim can hold his temper, or he goes, "I know it's assistant."
Hold up. Do I have a move? Give me a second. I have a move. I could do straight shooter. That would be hilarious. It's like when you tell an NPC the blunt, honest truth about what you really think of them and their plans. Roll with focus. No, I'll just push my luck. Let's push my luck with again.
Passion.
Okay. I'm gonna mark experience on that one because I rolled snake eyes.
Okay. Kim Ji Woon, how you feel about being called the assistant? That's a snake eyes. Go both barrels. Go hard. Wow.
There is a snort that like a snort with a little bit of the snort with some sparks. And he turns and goes, "This I do not know why Kayam insists on this joke, but I am Kim Ji Woon. I work for no one."
I just kind of like give the old man like a shrug because clearly like this, it's like, sorry that my pal can't take a joke.
Yeah, the man kind of, he's not sure if this is a bit or not. Are y'all is this a bit? You know what? He's willing to let this go for a little bit because either it's a bit and you're funny, or it's not a bit and y'all are funny. Either way, he don't give a fuck. It's been a slow day. He's had just enough business to turn a profit and not so much that he's, exhausted. You got time for foolishness. He waves y'all back into his office and he sits down. He goes, "So my daughter said you have questions about the flying opera? Because I'm going to need to talk to you for a little bit longer, young man. This one will be short. But we need to talk about what you do, like how long you're going to be in town. I would love to have a show I haven't had a show here in a couple months."
Okay. Give you a thumbs up. And look over at Kim. It's like, go ahead, not assistant. Ask her questions.
Yeah, not assistant.
Like the nostrils flare, but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I mean, you gonna have to say something. You didn't.
Yeah.
This man
Yes,
has questions about your questions.
You've seen the flying opera. Could you tell me what you remember?
And he nods and he laughs and he goes, "Oh yeah, I saw. By the time I was a kid, there was a lot of flying opera troops, and everybody knew that they used to be, it used to be the flying opera went around, and one of them was a criminal troop, and the rest of them were distractions, and nobody knew who was who. But by the time I was a kid, I'm pretty sure that was done with. We're pretty sure it was done. It gives you a, nod, nod, wink, wink. He goes, but they never stole anything when they were here. Nothing worth stealing. Pretty sure they never assassinated anyone when they were here. No one worth killing, really. They flew by. It was the last act of their troop because she was settling down. Their airbender. She had met a guy here, and she settled down. Troop broke up. They did their last performance here. They caught a caravan heading towards Ba Sing Se, and she and her bison lived here for years.
The family settled down. They still here?
Oh. And his face darkens. He is scowling. He said they were here. They left a couple months ago.
Something drive him out.
And he gives you a real narrow-eyed look because at this point, between all the travel, all the everything else, it's been about 2 months since Zozen's comment. So when he says a couple months ago, he means that they left. That's why I said homeboy
Yeah.
had enough time to partially heal, but not really. It was
Okay.
obvious the spirit moved his healing forward. But yeah, no, what they're telling you is that at some point, either right before or right after the Air Nation genocide, this woman and her family disappeared. They didn't tell nobody, they didn't close up the stable, just they were gone.
Yeah, and I think what Kim is trying to do in this moment, he's trying to see like did this man have anything to when they left, did the town push them out, or like were they warned? Did they run on their own? Like that is what he is trying to find in this moment. And I think therefore he is going to be trying to size this fella right on up. Because I do
Alright.
got that move. Let me roll with my focus real quick on judging this rival.
Alright.
That's a mixed success. So I get one question.
Alright. What's your
What
question?
do you intend to do next?
Okay. Well, what this man intends to do next depends entirely on you. Because Kayam, he's not an airbender, they could tell, which means if he's got shit floating behind him, he's one of those real high level waterbenders, the kind that makes shit float around. Cool. Wild. You don't see that kind of show in the desert. He's very interested, but you, young man, visibly look Fire Nation. Even without your clothes, people recognize you in well-traveled big cities. You can tell you look fucking Fire Nation.
To be fair, he
Um,
does have blue eyes though, so he's got a little bit of that water bending in him. So it could be he is mixed race.
yeah,
I'm just sorry. I'm just reminding you.
that's fine. But Kim
But
Ji Woon,
yeah,
just the way
He
he carries himself, the way he everything. Kim Ji Woon is visibly Fire Nation.
yeah.
So your reactions right now will let him know how he's going to answer you.
I'm asking because I'm lot. I don't know if news has reached you, but the Fire Nation is saying a lot of unforgivable things. And I'm worried that innocent people might be getting caught up. It's because I know that other innocent people already have been.
Okay. He looks. He does. He kind of leans forward and he goes, "We've heard. We've heard a lot of shit out here, and half of it don't make sense. They're saying that there's no more airbenders. They're saying that the Avatar is dead. They're saying that the Avatar is not dead. They're saying that the airbenders had a secret army and attacked the Fire Nation, which is, you know, Badgermole shit, but there's a lot. There's so much being said, and just one day, she wasn't there. The whole family was gone. It was her and her husband, 3 kids, 2 bison. That's why she had that big ass stable. Whole family was gone. Somebody had kicked in her door. There was cement in her well. We ain't been able to clean it out. Nobody can take over the well. Nobody can take over the house. Nobody can take over the business. There's no business to take over. We haven't seen a bison since she and her family left.
Alright.
Who was her
Well,
her
you didn't hear it
partner?
from me. You didn't hear it from me. But if anybody does show up, tell them to stay in the wind.
Kayam wants to ask, who was her partner?
And so he just kind of gives like a half-ass shrug. He said, one of those sandbenders blew in a couple years ago. He had a what the fuck is it? He had one of them sleds. He had crashed one of his sleds. I don't know where his family is, but it had crashed about 2 days outside. And so I was saying, he wandered about 2 days before he found us. He never left. He just fit in.
All right.
Well, I think I am done here. I'll let you do what you will.
Imagine at some point, like outside though, there has just been a melon like pointing the direction, like of where Wong and Lo Fong need to go.
Right, like Wong,
I-
as you're walking, your bag will jerk in one direction
Yeah.
or the other. It's extra annoying.
Kim's gonna head out because he is not very interested in this performance business. That's he is
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's not his problem. That's what you discuss that. So that's you do that.
Which is very convenient considering our friends are probably just outside being led by melons. Like,
I absolutely do not want to go in there. This is too fancy for me.
Mhm.
Right, and the man's like, Melon, say more. And that's the last thing you hear Kenji Moon as you shut the door behind you.
I will
Leave him in the
release the
office.
melon from the bag. If it is tugging, it will be released.
It does. It rolls through the door right before the door closes. You hear Kai go, ta-da! As the door shuts. So, Wong, you and Lo Fong have finished what you're doing. It took you a few minutes to catch up, but now you're here. Um, where do y'all want to head? Obviously, y'all don't want to just sit in the lobby here. That sounds
No,
boring.
I don't even think I went inside the lobby. I don't know about Lo Fong, but
Yeah, Kim is walking outside. This not here. And sees Lo Fong and Wong. There is news. People who were there before. We have a decent idea of what happened to them, or at least what they did. They were local airbenders, or rather, airbender and the sandbender. They ran. I don't know if word got to them or if they just knew. But a little after the attack started, they ran away. They should be disguised as the flying opera or something else by now, but
Well, out of character, they don't even need to be disguised. Like, she was just former flying opera, and that's why she had the stuff in her possession.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much disguise. Yeah.
Bless Kim Ji Woon though, he literally may not have put that together. He may be
Yeah.
like,
That is
and now
true.
she's still, and she went back undercover.
Why would she? Yeah, why would she just
Yeah.
not do it again? Why would she just not do
Why
it
would you
again?
not be Dao Fei again?
Instead of going to escape
Yeah.
to the desert with her sand-bending husband. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I love
partner,
Kim
I
Ji
don't
Woon.
know. Yeah.
Arnica,
Well, if
when
they-
were the
Go ahead.
America.
the gosh, what are they called? The airbending quote unquote attacks from around this area done? Like what time, like how long ago?
They have been taking place over the last couple months. You don't have the exact dates of when this lady left, so one or two of them may predate her leaving, but they definitely have been around that time. They started about 2 to 3 weeks after the attack, and they've just progressively been oop, oop, oop. So y'all just hanging out in the street
Did
talking this
they-
poor woman's business? Did y'all go find some spicy news? Did y'all find a bar?
No, I probably
We
wasn't
haven't
actually
gone
gonna-
looking. We haven't gone looking for food yet. I don't think.
Yeah. If you want to go find nudes, I'll go. I want to go just see if I can find some information.
Yeah. I mean, Lo Fang's just gonna kind of keep. He'll keep walking with you, just kind of looking around, seeing if there's like. Is this one of the towns where there was something reported, or
No.
no? Okay.
No, it is where the old man took you because it's where he's landing. He knows there's food here. He knows there's water here. He knows that people can survive here.
Okay.
And yeah, when I think with Lo Fong, like you make it look like you're going with Wong, and I still remember. I remember the respect Wong has not been showing me, and you know what? I don't need to deal with more of that today. I have already had my immaculate sexuality questioned for some strange reason. Like I am the one doing anything wrong here.
How dare.
And I don't need more of whatever Wong is doing on top of that. I'm gonna
I
go
didn't
eat
judge you
food.
for being a virgin. I was just surprised.
Sure. More actor words.
More. All right, you know what, Kim Ji Woon, people are bullying you. You're having a tough day. Why don't you wander off and go get yourself an icy?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat.
We'll get a snow cone. Yeah.
Stick your head in the ice rock.
Now,
Calm
Wong
down.
and Lo Fong, you guys have headed over towards kind of the back curved section of the wall. You both know exactly that when you are a tourist trap town, you put all the tourist stuff in front, and then everybody who lives and actually works there lives in the back where it's shitty. Y'all are heading in that direction.
Yep.
You know where you got to reach people to ask the right kind of questions.
Yeah. I also want to keep an eye out for there's always like the boards where they're advertising shows and stuff or tourist trap attractions.
Right.
I want to like also take a look and see if anything more like serious has been posted, especially if like mostly looking for information on, like, has the Fire Nation been through here? Are there wanted posters or the propaganda?
Yeah, plus the like Kim telling us about the airbender who fled shortly after the comet. It makes Lofong wonder whether they fled, like what tipped them off that they had to flee,
Yeah.
because this is kind of internal to the Earth Kingdom, so it doesn't seem like news would have reached there very quickly. So if they were fleeing that soon, then either they knew something or someone came and tipped them off.
Yeah.
And if there's any evidence we can find of either one of those, that might help us.
Okay. So I'm going to ask I'm gonna ask Wong to roll with whatever you need to roll to use casing the joint. Lofong, you use your assess the situation as y'all walk through town.
I am also in assess the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna use wait. I'm gonna use wait and listen again. So I can roll with focus instead of creativity and become prepared.
I think I'm gonna use one of my +1 forwards to be a full success.
Okay.
I got a 13. I'm good.
Damn. Y'all are so good at this shit. So here is what happens. As y'all are wandering through, you see a bar. It's dark, it's cool, it's very crowded for early afternoon. It's one of them kind of bars. And there is a man drunk in the street outside the bar. Uh, he his hair is growing out of a Fire Nation military cut. He's not in uniform. He's just in rags. It looks like he's been scrounging for whatever he could find. And no one is bothering him, but no one will speak to him either. They will literally step over him to get to where they need to go. No one acknowledges this man.
Does he look like he's a beggar?
Uh, he doesn't look like he's a beggar. He just looks like everyone hates him and he's drunk in the street.
Can I grab a just some scruffy looking, or like maybe slide up to like some group, either some group of young adults gossiping or something along those lines. I'll nod my head over to the drunken Fire Nation do. What'd he do to get all the vitriol?
Uh, and this dude's young and he's like half hammered and he looks like he doesn't spit on the man, but he spits on the ground in his direction and
Yeah.
he goes, "Oh, that asshole? He wandered into fucking town almost a month ago. He dumped cement in the stable lady's well and don't know what happened, but the next day she was gone and he's never left. He just sits around, doesn't spend money, just drinking all day in the middle of the street. We don't know who he is, but he's a piece of shit, and we cannot wait for his platoon to come get him."
Where's his platoon? Do you know?
Fucked if I know. They've never showed up.
Maybe we can help you get rid of him. I kind of look at Lo Fong.
He looks back and raises an eyebrow.
Uh,
You want to help me
So-
move this POS from the street?
Like at this point, these young dudes are cheering. They love the sound of this. They're like, yeah. They done followed y'all over to the guy. He doesn't have the a even if he was in the position to stand up and run, he is surrounded. They are jeering, cheering, and clapping as y'all grab this man up under your arms.
Lo Fong doesn't have to help me, but like,
So Lo Fong, because we're in a place that's like he doesn't know what's going on here really, and he's not sure what these people are. So he kind of goes into his mode and he kind of changes his demeanor a little bit, and it's probably a shock to you because when you're like he like dramatically sighs, goes, oh God, I guess if I have to, and he just looks like it's the last thing he wants to be doing.
I will
And
hold
he's
back
just
my
and
surprise
he's-
on that.
And he's just complaining the whole time as we start to drag this guy out. Like, oh God, he stinks.
Yeah. At least just think of it this way: street will be smell a little nicer.
So they watch you, they cheering, they watch until y'all make it to the end of the street. You turn the corner, you're no longer their problem.
Nope.
So now the two of you are holding this limp dude. He's not completely, I've let myself fall to the ground limp, but he's sure not helping. He's like someone who thinks that they're resisting being arrested, but they don't know how to actually drop their body to the ground. And so the cops are just awkwardly dragging them. He's doing that. And he goes, so, it finally found me. Will you tell them I'm proud to die a traitor?
Traitor to who?
He goes, the fuck you mean who? You fucking look our eyes. And he almost pokes himself in the eye, pointing
You're
at
also
his face
drunk.
before yours.
You're
He's
also
like, I'm drunk, I'm not colorblind, I know fucking Fire Nation when I see one. I know goddamn assassin when one picks me up. And you know how many fucking people I've killed? I know what a man who kills people feels like. Like, he is hollering. No one's paying attention, though, because he's drunk.
I do want to just like understand if I am understanding right. When he says traitor, does he mean traitor to the Fire Nation or to like?
He means
Oh, yeah.
traitor to the Fire Nation.
Listen, dude. I'm not here to kill you.
And he kind of scoffs. He goes, well, you're going to have to. So I'm not telling you where they went. And he blacks out. Because it's 8:56, so let's go ahead and say goodbye and do our stuff. And do our end of the session questions. And next week, y'all can see if you can get some answers out of him.
Ugh,
Oh,
this
man.
dude. I don't want to have to babysit a drunk dude, but we're gonna have to.
Oh,
It's all right.
good,
We'll
man.
sober him up. We'll get some electrolytes in him. We got
He's just gonna get dragged. Can I just say though, maybe we drag him back to the stable and not
Well,
leave
yeah,
him in the
if
middle
he-
of the street.
I mean, yeah. Plus, like, if he wakes up and he sees us with an air bison,
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
he's probably going to realize that we're not Fire Nation.
Or he will wake up and the first thing he will see is Kim Ji Woon, and
You're right. Whoop his ass.
Yeah, we're not gonna let you be the first thing
Let's
he
be
sees.
honest. The first thing that he sees is gonna be a melon. Like, we're
True.
not.
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely true.
with an angry face holding a glass of water.
Just some cucumber juice with some cucumbers in it. Some cucumber water. It's fine.
Cucumber, lime. Would you like a icicle?
Yeah.
A popsicle?
popsicle here?
Y'all wild as fuck. I'm gonna take him over to the fucking cold water pool, dunk his head in, and pull him out, and be like, "Y'all awake? I suppose that's why I'm the GM, and y'all are the kind of wonderful players." Let's go ahead and do our exit question.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming and showing up. Let's do our group questions first, right? And then we'll go
Yes.
around and do the non-group questions. So you want to have group questions pulled up though, real quick.
I turned the page.
I
again.
do. Did
Yeah.
you
Oh,
learn
thank
something
God.
challenging or exciting or complicated about the world?
I'd say yes.
I need my fucking pencil because I don't want to write on.
Definitely.
We found we found more evidence of airbenders and yeah.
Yeah, and there was an
Okay.
airbender
Found
that I would
The
say that
Angie.
I learned something very important about the world today, and that kimchi is a virgin.
I support this.
Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem?
We
I
didn't,
would
You
say
know,
we didn't stop anybody from doing anything.
no.
Nope.
Because yeah. Like
Yeah.
we solved the Fire Nation problem last episode, but then we got a bigger problem.
Yeah.
You did get a bigger problem. Of course, I mean, it's not really your problem. Y'all wasn't on the ship when it sank.
Nope.
10,000 Fire Nation soldiers on board. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Fine. Did you guide a companion towards balance or end the end session at center?
Nope.
I ended
Yeah.
at center.
Did not end it. I'm still.
I'm at center, but I've also been at center for sessions.
I don't know. Get
let's-
weird with it.
Speaking from Kim Joo-won experience, simply refuse to change your opinions. It's great.
Okay, but I don't have the same principles as you do.
Y'all have more in common than you think.
Listen, I have to be in a very specific vibe for my balance to shift.
I have
That
a
is
growth
true.
progress after that.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna raise a stat. I think is the easiest thing for me to go.
I have to
Um,
still choose some growths. I forgot to this week. It's fine.
Yeah, I will probably
There
raise.
we'll work on
my
it.
Passion to 1 is what I'll end up doing with that. As far as my personal question goes, since we're done with that, we're going around. Thanks, everyone. My name is Val. Kayam's personal question is: did you express gratitude to a companion for their presence, support, or teaching? No, I really didn't. There was no gratitude going towards anyone. Maybe the complete opposite. So I would have been really grateful if you played into the joke of being the assistant, but Kim Ji-woon, you didn't.
Too serious.
The ego. You gotta.
It's so much, yeah. The thing is, it's like that is Kayam's goal with Kim Ji-woon is just to like humble this man just a little bit, like just a bit.
That would be great.
Like, but anyway, as far as this is the only thing going on in the channel until December 18th, when we will have our Extra Life special with Mass Effect. So just catch us back here. Otherwise, I think before that, on the 12th, I will be over in Girls Run This World in Arnica's game, actually, playing some Bluebeard's Bride. If we're allowed to talk about that now, but
Go ahead.
what are they gonna do?
This
Fire?
is fun.
What are you gonna do? Fire me? I don't like sort of thing.
I'm gonna fire me, and then I'm just gonna play this. It'll be
And then you'll be
so
here, and like, there's no, it's there's no firing here. We're just buds. Just a whole bunch of weirdos playing some games. But yeah,
Vibing.
that's kind of all I have going on. Apparently, there's gonna be a watch party of Pacific Rim in my channel at some point. So if you're not in my
And apparently
Discord,
the good place now for
Okay.
Casey.
oh yeah, the Good Place too
Tell
is
the whole
fucking dope. I
apartment
haven't.
is.
I've only
Yeah.
watched it one time though. But yeah, that's me. That's what I do. It would be Casey's up. Casey, what's up, buddy? You're next.
Yeah, my growth question is: did you try to make amends for past mistakes or prove you're a different person now? If anything, he kind of regressed a little bit when he was reacting to the the airbender a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had no interest in stopping him from going after the Fire Nation. So no, we no growth there. As far as me, let's see, where can you find me? Let's see, on Wednesdays and Sundays, I'm usually on another Twitch streamer named Atreides playing Blood on the Clock Tower. We also do Clock Tower Productions on Saturday nights. You can also check out my website. I'm on YouTube a whole bunch with Postmodern Jukebox and Crash Course video game covers and a whole bunch of other places. And yeah, that's what I got.
Mary, you're up.
Hello, I am Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr at Archmage of Dice, though I am not currently using much of them. Obviously here, find me on Fridays. On Saturdays for one more session on I think the 2nd of December. You can find me on Sword and Key, where we will have our season 3 finale of Horizon's Call, our D&D 5e nautical adventure set in the homebrew world of Damaris. That will be at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll have a holiday break, and we'll be back in 2024. Also on December 9th, at I think 12:30 Eastern, we have my rescheduled game of Sunken, where I get to consensually murder all of my players while they are on the ocean. It's
Love
gonna
it.
be great. That's all I got.
All right. I have been Kim Ji Woon, virgin. And if you want to know more, if you want to know more and or get involved in my sex life, you can DM me on Blue Sky at Jossadis, or on, I guess, Twitter, also at Jossadis, JOSADISON. Or if you really want to test Twitch's limits, see what you can get away with sending me on twitch.tv/Naomi.
Hmm.
Looking forward to seeing what you freaks get up to.
Right,
Antarctica.
thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And Lord, if you had the patience to sit through my scratchy, rough voice all night because you were this interested in the story, bless your heart. I appreciate it. You can find me here on Fridays for the remainder of this amazing season. But also, you can find me over on Girls Run These Worlds, where I'm the director of operations. We are getting ready to kick off our holiday one shot, a month with 13 amazing one shots, all put together ridiculously quickly by my fantastic GMs. We will be Knox will be leading off the month next Friday. So you get to watch me, and then you get to watch Knox. And by that, I mean you're going to be like an hour late to Knox's show, but it's fine.
We'll raid them. That's what we'll do. We'll raid them.
We will. We'll raid them. School of the Stars, a lovely holiday show, followed the next day by our head of safety, Angela, and very merry, the Great Lich's Winter Bake Off. Y'all, it's going to be out of pocket. It's like in the warmest, kindest way, no less. You don't understand. I hope to see you here. You'll catch me again next Friday, and then after that, we're going to be on break for 2 weeks, and so you'll have to come see me on Girls Run These Worlds, where Val and I will be doing Bluebeard's Bride, Mrs. Claus. I definitely didn't write an entire Bluebeard's Bride scenario based around Santa Claus kidnapping bitches, because that wouldn't make sense at all. I'm done.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Sounds
Well, with that, we're gonna go and raid Live from the Apocalypse, playing some Monster Hearts. We love Monster Hearts in this house, and we will see you next week. Bye.
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 See you
Bye-bye.
later. We'll see. We'll go. Sort of thing.